Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody had a great weekend. Happy Monday. Just popping up the app here for Anchor. Still on the road, still on the move. I'm in Detroit right now, headed off to Austin, Texas tomorrow for a really good program. So I was pretty excited about that. I guess I'm just going to jump right into the episode. What's going on, everybody? Andrew asked me about my podcast. Back with another episode. The episodes are getting a little bit more on the personal level here over the past couple days. Just really haven't had a ton of time to kind of do research or all that kind of stuff, and haven't really had time to watch sports on the weekend. So, yeah, just going off my experiences and what I've done and how I've done it, and what maybe you all can learn from it or experience from it, and yeah, yeah, I mean, I encourage everybody to do this, do a podcast or do YouTube Live, or find some way to get out there and expose yourself to more people. And people always want to connect with others about common topics and things they've learned and all that. And that's kind of what today is. So looking back, this is kind of crazy. I've done 100 episodes in 2021. Last year, I probably did 60, 70 episodes in 2020 during the pandemic. And then, yeah, this year, this is the 100th episode of the year. I wish I was a little more climactic, but this is what we got. So yeah, on the road. So pod on the run again today, or pod on the go again today. If you're watching those ads at the beginning, if you're listening on one of the various platforms. So a couple things I've learned over the course of 100 plus episodes, 100 this year, whatever, 60, 70 some last year, is just consistency. That's one thing I want to get better at. That's one thing that I think is important, is putting out. If you're going to do every day, do every day. If you're going to do once a week, make sure you always do once a week. That consistency is super important, especially on YouTube. When you gain one user just watching, it really helped propel and kind of stack up. So my thought on producing an episode, or trying to produce an episode 5 days a week, is just the idea of exposure, just exposure, just trying to get as much content out as possible. Not really working on perfecting it, but just working on providing people with the most amount of info and information as possible, hoping that one person out there might be able to attach onto one topic or one thing, and then kind of leads to the next. So that's my idea, is just trying to produce as much content as possible. Instead of just picking certain topics. I'm kind of learning now to try and stay in a lane. I don't want to do that. That doesn't really work for what or how I think. So, I just got to figure out a way around that. Another thing, like little things that I've learned on YouTube, is enlarging text on thumbnails. Like, that's super simple, but when someone's kind of scrolling through, no one's really reading like the captions of the videos. They're more looking at the thumbnails. So I've enlarged. So from here on out, I'm gonna enlarge, and I'm gonna try and go back and do a few more, but enlarge as many of those thumbnails as possible. So when you're kind of scrolling through and you're just looking at the picture, that you'll be able to read the title of the video in those pictures. Another thing that I've learned is doing it over multiple platforms has been super helpful for me. So I always post these obviously on every podcast that's out there, or that Anchor lets me put it on. Anchor's a tool that I use. Then I use OBS for all the videos, so YouTube Live. And then I also post it on Instagram, TikTok, and that's it. So Instagram, TikTok. Instagram, I post it twice. I post it on Reels, and I post it on my feed. And I format them both separately. And then also on TikTok, I just format it for TikTok, which you can also use on Instagram Reels. So Reels is kind of what's popping off right now. That's where I can get most of my exposure from, anywhere from 30. It kind of it's kind of wild. It's kind of all over the place. So I can get anywhere between 30 and close to 4,000 views per. So it's super important to try and get yourself in those areas where you can kind of hack the system and find out where you can get your most exposure for the least amount of work or least amount of content. TikTok's another good one. I've had a couple get to 200, 300, 400 views on that. I can only assume that that's on the lower end, but I'm still just trying to figure that out. YouTube is one that I haven't figured out and haven't cracked. And it's one of the ones that I want to try and succeed in the most. So for me, I'm still working hard on trying to figure out what the recipe is for that. That's again just one that I'm kind of struggling with. So yeah, I think those are kind of the biggest things that I've learned, especially from like a marketing side of things and from the perspective of exposure and just trying to get my name out as much as possible. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm trying to think, nothing really else comes to mind. I think that's kind of it. I head out today. I leave in about 45 minutes, head to the airport, head to the next city, Austin, Texas. It should be a really fun one, and be there for about a week. So super excited about that. And if you're in Austin, hit me up, and love to connect. Instagram, the letters I am Andrew RD, or wherever you hang out online. So hope everybody has a wonderful day. Happy Monday. Get after it. Put in the work to get the reward. And I'll talk to you guys all soon. See ya. Thanks all. Have a good day.